Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about conversations of a psychological, mental health, emotional health paradigm. We do that as often as we can, usually several times per week. We continue to do that for your listening pleasure on a variety of topics, and we continue to do that so that life becomes a little bit easier for you. That's the goal, anyway. Who knows if that comes together? Life can be complicated sometimes. This is number 221 in our Life Lesson series. I encourage you to reach out in effort to kind of get things going in a positive direction for yourself. A couple ways to do that. You can do that through Twitter at PO Perception. You can do that through the About Me section of this YouTube page. Either way will lead you in a direction of positivity in a good manner and ultimately get you to a healthy and meaningful place in the long and short run of it. Kind of things that we need to pay attention to that we may not always pay attention to. A couple of things there would continue to connect you with a meaningful directive there. A couple of things. One is our overall health, mind, body, spirit health. So the belief in something greater than ourselves, our physical body, and our mental well-being is something that we need to pay attention to on a more consistent basis if we're going to get to a healthy place within ourselves, within the future, to get to a manageable space within daily life. And the other thing too is people often either think that they are undervalued in their career but stay longer than they should just for financial reasons. Not to say that there aren't times in life where you need to do that, but the reality of it is sometimes we need to move forward and we need to make a strategic plan, even if it takes months or years to execute the plan, to get into a better position so that we can actually enjoy career, right? At least 1/3 of our lives, if not more, for people that work a bunch of extra hours and or a really intense job, 1/3 or more of our lives is spent in a work environment. And so having a really interesting career trajectory and or feeling like we're making a contribution to life and the world and humanity as a whole with our career is a super important thing. And so getting off track with doing that and or not getting to a place where we do that consistently is super super important. The next is focusing on the past too much. When we focus on the past, we uh, waste time toward the future and the present moment. The present moment is the only moment in which we can make a consistent contribution to moving life forward. So, being able to understand that when we kind of are focused on the past too much, we are wasting time and energy because honestly, it can't be changed. And looking at it again and again and again was only going to lead us to a place where we become more frustrated, where we become more out of balance, and ultimately life becomes too unmanageable for us in a number of directions, in a number of ways. And so, understanding how to live more present moment minded is essential to living intelligently, smartly, and in a meaningful way. But being willing to do that also requires us to be more honest about where we really are in relation to the needs we have and the things that matter to us. Traveling and expanding our world and or having more experiences in general is also super important. Look, you're going to get to a point where you are older. You're going to get to a point where life is more overwhelming. You're going to get to a point where life is kind of more of it behind you than in front of you, and the memories that you create during the times when you're doing well or when you're feeling good or when you're doing things in a more directive level is an important part of living well, both in the long and short of it. And when we begin to understand the value of knowing how to make longer decisions, better decisions, as it relates to how we spend our time. Look, memories are one of the few things that no one can ever take away from us. And so creating positive memory, creating memory that matters, creating memory that is going to lead us to have things to reflect back on when life gets challenging later on somewhere down the road is super important for a number of reasons, and it's something that we all need to do a little bit more of from time to time. And so when we commit to that process, it can be super empowering. So hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.